just bring it down a little bit more.
Oh, that looks like a pretty cool setup.
Okay, autofocus, please work. How's it going, everybody? My name is Timui, and I share tips and tools to help you become the best artist in the entire universe. And in today's video, I'm going to be answering your guys' questions that you asked me on Instagram. I sent a question and answer story thing a few weeks ago, and a bunch of you had some questions to ask about what you wish you knew back when you were learning digital art for the first time. So starting off with the very first question, I kind of got this twice. So how to turn digital art into a career or even just part-time work. Now, if you're talking specifically about freelance, I think the number one thing that I see my students struggle with, I guess, is that they don't have much of an online presence, especially for 2021. So I think you really need to invest the time into putting yourself onto social media and making yourself videos, posts, TikToks, and just having an online website as well. All of this basically I learned from watching my other freelance friends. The most successful freelance friends I know do all of those things. And also, they don't even have just an online presence, they have a physical presence as well. Where I'm from, there is a farmer's market, and a lot of artsy people, they like to sell their stuff, promote themselves there, and it works. We also have our own city Comic Con. So a lot of the more nerdy types, you know, with the ones that like doing fan art and stuff, they sell their work there. And don't make this mistake as like you have to have an extroverted party personality. No, it doesn't have to be that way. A lot of the times the stereotype is that artists are introverts, they don't like to talk to people, they don't like to leave their room, blah, 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 blah. But don't put yourself in a box like that. Just because you're introverted doesn't mean you can't do something. Just be yourself. I feel like I'm a dad. Just be yourself. Second question comes from D. Burrell. Why is it harder to draw on the computer than on paper? And I think that's because there's a disconnect. When we're growing up, we're so used to looking at our hand as we draw. Most of the time we have a tablet and then a screen is right in front of us. So now we're at this place where we're not even looking at our hand anymore. When I first did digital art, it was actually at my internship. Before then, I was doing traditional stuff. I was doing pencil, paper, paints. Hello, this is Tim from the future speaking. I kind of lose track of the point that I'm trying to make with this story, so basically keep using the tablet, keep practicing, and eventually you'll get better and better, just like everything else. Alright, bye. Philip Bjorklund asks, what am I doing? I have no clue, man. I don't know what I'm doing either. If you have the answer before me, please message me. Because I need help. By the way, if you learned something so far, leave a like to please the algorithm lords so that you can help my channel grow. Simply MW asks, I struggled, still do with color. It's so much harder when you can't mix it. In case you've never seen Emily's artwork, she is a fantastic traditional oil painter. Go ahead and check her page out. But to answer your question, color is still tough for me as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to struggle with color for the rest of my life. But honestly, I think for beginning artists, the best thing you can do, besides just, you know, taking classes on color, is to look at reference. Gather as many professional artists that you can and see what they're doing to emulate certain moods with color. It's not cheating if you're taking from multiple sources and kind of combining them together. And you're not less of an artist for looking at someone else's artwork. Why do I suck? I don't know how to answer that, but in 2021, anybody can make a living off of art. If you've ever seen Liana Fink, she is an artist on Instagram, and all she does is make relatable scribbles. And she gets thousands of likes because people just relate to it so well. She even did an album cover for Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande's single back in quarantine. It's crazy. Now, of course, you have to understand the goal that you're trying to reach. If you are trying to become an animator for Disney, you have to make sure that your art looks like theirs. It has to be at that level. You can't do Liana Fink scribbles and expect yourself to be character designer for the next Pixar movie. Every kind of artwork and artwork style has their own place, and you just have to figure out where that is in the massive art world. How to pronounce Wacom. I think the people that actually own the company and run the company say Wacom, so that's what I say. I don't really like how it sounds. It makes me feel itchy, but I'm not gonna hate if you decide to say Wacom or Wacom. Speaking of Wacom, the next question by Random Cool Dude is what tablet to get? And this is a common question for a lot of beginner artists. I had this question as well growing up because the only brand that I knew was Wacom. And as you know, Wacom has premium prices, but for my students, the tablets that I would definitely recommend are Huion and XP Pen. They are just as good as Wacom, and they are a lot cheaper. But if you wanna spend that extra money, that extra cash, go ahead, get Wacom. Next question, how to start? And this is kind of a loaded question. There's a lot of ways you can start, but many households in America, at least, probably already have some sort of iPad. If you have an iPad, definitely get an Apple Pencil, buy Procreate for $10, and you can definitely start from there. The second thing is to take advantage of your free resources like YouTube. YouTube is more than just entertainment. It is a search platform like Google. Type in how to use Procreate. Which tablet is the best for art? Which computer is the best for art? Go ahead and use your free resources to get all of the information that you need. The other thing I recommend is to buy books. Definitely invest in some books. Now, you might have the question like, why would I buy books when I have the internet? It's because the internet can be very distracting. Social media, messages, all of this crazy stuff, videos on YouTube can be pretty distracting, honestly. But having physical books there can lessen that distraction because they won't have anything else other than what they're talking about. So I definitely recommend a lot of great art books. And also the last thing I would recommend for starting digital art is to use references. I don't know where this thought came from, but there's a horrible idea that artists can create things out of thin air. We learn from the people ahead of us. You're not any less of an artist for using references, and you're not stealing if you're just taking from multiple artists and adding them to yourself. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new, and also press the bell notification to stay up to date for all future videos. Thank you so much for submitting these questions. I had a great time filming this. It was really easy, and I'll probably do this again in the future. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.